This is the Nothing Phone 3, the brand's very first flagship phone release. And one thing's for sure, you'd either love it or hate it to your core. There's no in between, besides the honeymoon and no. But let's set aside any of your impressions for now, because beyond the looks, how is the performance? How do the cameras perform? What about battery life? We're gonna answer all that in this full review. So without further ado, I'm your host CJ. Let's get right into the video. Right off the bat, let's talk about the looks. While Nothing is known for its quirky designs, like integrating a mix of both industrial and transparent look into pretty much all of their devices, what they did with the Phone 3 is quite intriguing, I would say. For the most part, it carries Nothing's DNA with that transparent back panel and geometrical patterns splashed everywhere. However, you would notice a major design change here, and that's the absence of the iconic glyph interface. Those strips of LED lights at the rear from previous Nothing phones? Poof, gone. And now replaced by the so-called glyph matrix. Just that little guy right there. The glyph matrix is essentially a secondary screen, although as the name implies, this mini screen is housed in a circular panel and features a dot matrix array to display graphics and images. When you think about it, the glyph matrix is actually thematic to Nothing's design language, and that's cool. Interestingly, it gets accompanied with a capacitive button just a couple of inches below the glyph matrix. A single tap lets you cycle through the glyph toys, and long press lets you interact with it. You can actually play spin the bottle on this thing. And rock, paper, scissors. It's fun, definitely, especially for someone like me who naturally leaves my phone facing down on the table. However, there isn't much real utility that you can get out of this, aside from the custom notification icons or the viewfinder, I guess. But beyond those, it's basically just an aesthetic flair telling you that this phone is a Nothing phone. Period. On the bright side, you now have a new toy to fidget with whenever you're bored or whatever. But enough of the glyph matrix. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Taking a good look at the Nothing Phone 3's design, I've got mixed feelings with it. As much as I want to appreciate the aesthetics and all, that asymmetrical camera layout bugs the heck out of me. It's not bad per se, I understand the intention. It's just a very interesting design choice to place the periscope lens way off the edge and misaligned with the other two lenses. Everything else aside from that though, the phone looks nice and well crafted, I'll give it that. Well, that's just my take, so to each their own. Moving on to build quality, it gets flagship grade materials. A glass back with Corning Gorilla Glass placed on both the front and back panels, and a smudge-resistant flat aluminum frame. The phone is also IP68 rated for dust and water resistance. For iOS, just like the previous iterations, you get the power button on the right side accompanied with the essential key. The volume rocker is on the left while the USB-C port is on the bottom as usual, along with the speaker grill, a microphone slit, and the SIM card tray. Up top, there's the second speaker grill and another microphone. And by the way, that little red square on the back actually lights up and blinks when you're recording a video. Flip the phone over, you're greeted by a 6.67-inch flexible AMOLED display running at a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. Peak brightness maxes out at 4500 nits, and it gets Gorilla Glass 7i on top. Mind you, this glass is mostly used in mid-range devices, and the main difference is that it's not quite on par with the likes of the Victus line that's used on other flagships. Weirdly enough, the Nothing Phone 3 is marketed as a flagship phone, yet there's no LTPO here. The average user may not notice it unless they look at the spec sheet, but it just means it misses out on some power efficiency that the LTPO panels offer. Despite that, the Phone 3 provides stunning visuals with sharp detail, vivid colors, and good contrast with deeper blacks. It has even bezels all around, although it's not as thin for some reason that it almost looks like a Galaxy A56. Still, I'll take the even bezels any day. For audio, it features dual stereo speakers that output a nice soundstage with clear highs and mids, and seemingly decent punchy bass. Security-wise, the phone gets an under-display fingerprint sensor. It's an optical one rather than an ultrasonic. But yeah, the unlocking experience is still fast in my opinion. Now onto camera performance. As the first flagship, I have high expectations for the Nothing Phone 3. It features a triple rear setup led by a trio of 50-megapixel sensors for primary camera with OIS, an ultra-wide, and a periscope telephoto lens, also with OIS. While up front is yet another 50-megapixel sensor for selfies. As far as the image quality is concerned, the Nothing Phone 3 did not disappoint. Images coming out from the device offer flagship-level quality with sharp visuals, good color reproduction, and good dynamic range. Ultra-wide shots are nice too. However, the periscope telephoto with 3x optical zoom makes the colors a bit unnatural with softer detail, even in bright environments. Speaking of, one thing I noticed though is that most of the shots are brighter than usual, and the phone tends to wash out the black so often. But if ever that happens, a simple exposure adjustment will do. As for video capture, the Phone 3 also does a great job. Details are sharp, though colors tend to be warmer at times. It doesn't quite match the new iPhones in terms of quality, but it's good enough for your casual snaps, especially with the amount of flexibility this phone brings. Moving on to performance, this is where things go a little questionable. Inside the Nothing Phone 3 is the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4. Sure, it's the latest one from Qualcomm, and yes, it's technically a flagship-level chipset. But it's hard not to ask, why isn't it using the cutting-edge Snapdragon 8 Elite instead? To make matters worse, the Poco F7 exists using the same Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, and yet it's priced at nearly half the cost of the Nothing Phone 3. I must say, it's not just about the flagship chip. I understand that there are other factors at play, like R&D, hardware, and so on, that influence the final price. But for a first Nothing flagship, I would have preferred it to have the latest and greatest chipset available. But that's just my take. Setting that thought aside, the average user will barely see any difference. The Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, in its own right, is a pretty capable chipset overall. In fact, our benchmark results back that up, and we're flashing the scores on your screen right now. With that in mind, the phone handles everyday tasks with ease, navigation feels smooth, and it can easily run all your casual games while performing surprisingly well with more graphically demanding titles. Playing with maxed out graphics is definitely possible, although I prefer keeping it on medium settings to avoid overworking the chip and to save on some power consumption. It does heat up after prolonged use, but it's usually not alarmingly hot, mainly thanks to a fairly lightweight and optimized software, which we'll talk about next. The Nothing Phone 3 runs on the Nothing OS 3.5 based on Android 15 out of the box. As you'd expect out of a Nothing device, the UI looks nice and clean, free of any bloatware, except for the first-party apps, of course. It almost feels like stock Android, but with a little bit of Nothing flair like those dot matrix text and graphics on the widgets, the monochrome icons, and of course the addition of Essential Space. As someone who tends to take note of every possible thing I come up to, I appreciate this feature, especially with the handy button on the side, which is the Essential key. It's basically a supercharged notes app that curates your images, screenshots, reminders, and even voice notes in a more user-friendly way. Essentially, a thought organizer of sorts. Going back to the Glyph matrix, there's also a dedicated settings menu where you can create custom notifications. This is also where you'll find the Glyph toys for a quick overview. Perhaps one of the best things about the Nothing Phone 3 is its promise to get 5 years of major OS upgrades and 7 years of security patches. That's a step up from previous Nothing phones that have shorter update windows. Another strength of the Nothing Phone 3 lies in its battery life. While the phone gets a slightly larger 5150 mAh unit, it can easily last you an entire day of use, perhaps thanks to a more optimized software. If you're interested in our PCMark battery life test, here's the result we got. As for charging, the Phone 3 supports 65W of wired and 15W of wireless charging. These aren't the fastest charging tech in the market, but they'll do just fine. Sadly, no bypass charging here, so keep that in mind. Connectivity-wise, the phone features dual nano SIM along with eSIM support, 5G, NFC, Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 6. Now, we've come to the last part of this review, the price. The Nothing Phone 3 starts at 44,999 pesos for the 12GB plus 256GB config, while the larger 512GB version goes for 50,999 pesos. At that price, it sounds like a flagship for sure. While there are some clear cutbacks like having no LTPO OLED display or not opting to use a true flagship chip like the Snapdragon 8 Elite, those who'll get the Nothing Phone 3 are surely in for a good flagship experience at the very least. After all, it still has a nice screen, superb cameras, a sleek and clean software experience with longer updates, and solid battery life, all working together to deliver one of the better, if not the best, flagship experiences available at a significantly lower cost as compared to the big guns like Apple or Samsung. But what do you guys think of the Nothing Phone 3? Will you get this anytime soon? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find this video helpful and informative, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon to get notified of our future uploads. Follow us on the socials, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, and check out YogaTech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been CJ, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! See you later!